Howdy, also trader. And guess what? Fantasy is back, baby. Woo! I am so pumped. I did not expect Fantasy to come out this fast. I expected probably late first quarter, early second quarter, so I was expecting another 3 to 5 months. I was not expecting right out the gate, beginning of the year. So that threw me for a loop, because my New Year, New Army plan was to do Epic, give you a couple months to build my whole Epic army, and then jump into Fantasy. Well, that didn't work out so well. So I'm going to multitask, which is very dangerous in the hobby realm. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do 2 armies at once. So, I'm going to install my Fantasy army again. And by that, I'm going to go to the basement and dig up several hundred Fantasy miniatures I have. Consult my Empire army, because I have enough to probably make a full 2-3k point army for that and get those rocking. So let's take a look at what I have real fast, and then we'll go from there.
So this happens to be a 6x4 table. Currently, 3/4 of it is being used to store and sort and inventory my Empire army. And sadly for me, this isn't even everything I have. I have some more boxes. I've already tossed some stuff in the pile to get stripped. And I'm still sorting it all. I'm currently at 200 some change of models. So let's start the heroes and work our way over. So first things first, here's my heroes, officers, and leaders. It's been a couple years, so if I get some stuff wrong, please correct me in the comments. This was one of the old general kits. This was a random hero. I have the resin version, which is one of these. Some other captain. I think this was a Necromunda, Mordheim miniature. Another random knight officer. The old metal halberdier officer, if I remember correctly. And I don't know what this guy is. I think he might be Chaos. Focus. If you know in the comments, let me know. We got Leopold the Black. I think he was on one of the old Kislev models. This is ancient. I say ancient. It's a decade old, which is probably ancient. But this is one of the Games Workshop event miniatures from Spain. These are like limited 5,000. I believe this one's numbered. Yeah, so I have 1514, 5,000. It's Marco Colombo, basically a Marco Polo knockoff. We have a Man's Blade Squad's Command. Those were an old Forge World kit. Kind of like upgrades to the state troops. Actually, I have 2 of them. Empire Captain, another Empire Captain, if I remember correctly. Some models, I don't know what they are. I haven't opened them up. I think, well, like I said, one of these is the resin version of this guy. I'll open these up later. And then we have the old Griffin Commander. And in here, we have a pile of random minis still to be sorted. Those are about 20 or 30 knights there. Those are the horses some guys mount, and that sprue pile right there is actually a bunch more horses and a bunch of guys to go on the horses. Here, I have 6 Demogryph Knights. Here, I have 25 Pistolier Outriders. I bought those actually a long time ago to use for the guard. I have some Bloodborne minis of humans I'm going to convert up. Possibly, we'll see how well they fit and work. Old metal greatswords from back in the day. I have another 20 of those going actually right now in the alcohol bath to scrub paint off of them. I was kind of excited. There's some plastic sprues and upgrade bits. 2 metal siege towers or siege rams. I forget what those are from. I think they're a Dogs of War thing. I have to look into that again. Steam tank. I have 2 more of them. I just have to find them. Here's my artillery section. Currently, I have 4 cannons, 2 mortars. This is a dwarf cannon. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to even use it, but I have it just to have. There's some of the crew. Here's more crew on sprue. Then I have 2 Hellblaster volley guns, 1 and a second box under here. So we have those. Some other standard bearers and other knights, officers, leadership. There's about 20 of the plastic greatswords here. And I have some more over there in the pile. These bad boys, we'll look at these ones. These are some of the old, if memory serves, I could be wrong here, 5th edition, 6th edition Empire Spearman. Here's some Empire riflemen. So I have probably about 60 here in this pile. I have about 30 or 40 here. They're in various shapes of good and bad. Some are salvageable, some are not. Here is 50 or 60 halberdmen. These are old halberds. And then I have some more state troops. These guys are, again, mostly halberds. I think I have about 30 here. And I have a bunch of Dogs of War miniatures back here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have them. So we'll see how we can... So as you saw that, the question is, what's the point of this video and what's going to happen going forward? Well, I'm going to document this as I build one massive, epic Empire army, which is kind of the goal of this channel for those of you people who don't know. My goal is to build epic armies and large armies and lots of minis. And the point of this is to document my progress, show it how I go, a way to 1, to keep me accountable and get stuff done. 2, this is kind of fun and I enjoy it. And 3, I want to share this. I want to share this crazy epic stuff that I have acquired over the last umpteen years, and that due to the scariness of eBay and Facebook Marketplace, I keep buying more of. Curse of the internet for giving me everything I ever wanted in my life at my fingertips, just for swiping my credit card. I am probably never going to financially recover from this, but that is okay. That's okay. It's fine. My great-grandchildren can pay my debts off whenever I have them. So, here's the plan. I'm going to make it simple. I ordered more bases. We're going to rebase stuff. Once stuff's rebased, wait for good weather. As the current filming time, we are cold. It is in the 30s and bad weather outside, so I'm going to have a crappy time priming. So, rebase, prime, figure out a paint scheme. There was a million different paint schemes from the old world, from every city-state, every state, every group has their own paint scheme. I have a book on that. I'll show that in a minute. We'll go through it all. We'll figure a game plan out. And we'll break it down and build different sections based off where they're from. I plan to use standard GW miniatures. I also plan to use some third-party, some Kings of War stuff, and some 3D printed stuff. Scale creep is going to be an issue in this. Nothing I can do, man. Gals, peoples. Some of these minis are 20, 30 years old. I'm pretty sure a couple of these are older than me. So it's just going to happen. I'm going to do my best to keep like-minded stuff with like-minded stuff. Keep stuff as close as I can, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to buy some more stuff off the eBays and the trade groups. Build it bigger. I have a personal goal of honesty of I want to build the biggest Empire army ever. I know I said that's my plan on my guard, and that still is my plan on my guard. But I also want to build the world's biggest Empire army. So I want to hold 2 titles one day. We're talking 30 years in the future here. I want to own the world's biggest Empire army, fully painted Empire army, and the world's biggest Imperial Guard army. So, we have a lot of painting, a lot of alcohol, and a lot of headaches with us. So stick around, watch this, and follow me as I slowly go insane. So, let's flip this over, get the shindig started, and start the painful process of rebasing several hundred miniatures. What have I got myself into? So here's the book, Uniforms and Heraldry of the Empire. This book is probably about 10 years old, 15 years old, and this is what I'm going to use to pull all the information from for my paint schemes and what is considered standard. So, let's open it up. So we have some history on the Empire. We have a map, breaking everything down, who's who, what's what. This is the map I'm going to focus on the most until GW publishes the current timeline, everything is set up. But this is going to be more or less accurate from what I remember, my understanding. So we talk about Heraldry of the Empire. This is basically breaking down every one of the city-states and every one of the regions by units and color. So, Avalon, for example. This is how the men of their armies wore their uniforms. This is how the cannons look. This is the heraldry. Flags, shields, a little bit of info. more flags, shields, a special unit that they are famous for, and so on and so on. See Hochland, some special units to Hochland in the area. Speaking of special units like this, I plan to recreate a lot of these, just so I can have them and just so I can bring more depth and bring out the history of the old world and show these units off. Middenheim, again, you can see the big and blue. And this is the paint schemes I'll follow for these different regiments and units and armies when I get to them. Norn, we'll use up in Norn for a second. This is where I'm probably going to do most of my stuff based off of in the beginning. Because I'm a big artillery guy, I love cannons, and I love big artillery pieces. So this is what I'm going to start with and then work my way out from there. So I'm going to keep flipping to the back, because the most important part I want to show you all is back here. A lot of the smaller groups, which I'm really excited for, like the Moot, the Halflings. I want a Halfling army. That's just going to happen. GW, I need a Halfling army. And one of the biggest things about this book is it has a lot of the more rare and specialty units and the Knights and those groups. So we have the Reichsguard. It breaks them down in information. Paint schemes. I can copy this from this to a model very easily. Nice Panther, same thing. The White Wolf. We can see they like hammers. Good thing is a bunch of hammer upgrade kits I have. Cloaks, colors, I understand. This is it. There's no what's what. I just copy from the book. Nice Rising Sun, blah, blah, blah. We can keep going. College of Magi. The issue with College of Magi, from my understanding, in the current timeline, is it was not established yet. I could be wrong, but that's everything from my understanding. So we're going to hold off on any witchcraft or wizardry in the Empire Army until I get more guidance from GW. God, I hate saying it like that, but you know what I mean. Engineer School, break them down, steam tanks. And we have some of the famous regiments, and we're going to copy and rebuild some of these. And this is the book. Oh, real fast. Warrior Priests Flagellants. Never have enough warrior priests. God, I love flagellants. These crazy men. Crazy, crazy men. But that's the book. I'm going to use this kind of as, for lack of better terms, a Bible. This is how I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to base all the paint schemes off the information from this book. I'm going to do my best to recreate the old world as faithfully as I can with my limited and awful painting skills. So let's put it to the side, and let's go rebase a couple hundred miniatures. I'm just depressed thinking about it. So now that I'm done ranting, we need to actually start this project. So there's a lot of places to start. First things first, we're going to start basing. And with that, things on 20mm square, I'm going to say 20mm square, I ordered some adapters to make them 25mm. We'll see how well those work out. Anything not based will be based on 20s, 25s. And anything on circles will be rebased to 25s. So I'm thinking we'll start basing some militia. Let's take a look at the militia real fast. So I have the stack of like militia. We'll start basing them on 25s. And then I'm thinking the spearmen can get those based and primed. And that would be a good start. So let's move things over to the work table and get this shindig going. So backstory, this whole collection came off of eBay. I bought this for about $25-30 a year or two ago. It was just super good steel. They rebased some of it and onto the circle bases, and there was a couple on the old 20s. I popped those off and I put them all on 25s. This was honestly really easy. As you can see in a minute, it's only been 4 casualties, which might sound bad, but it's a lot better than I expected for rebasing everything, because I'm always afraid of the broken ankles. So here's the first 30 of my militia. I'm doing this off of memory. It's been a hot minute since I played Fantasy. So if I remember correctly, I ran them last time in a 30-man block. So here's 26 built and based. I do have 4 on the side, the casualties. 1's missing a head, and the other 3 have feet problems. Not flat-footed. Well, I guess technically they're kind of flat-footed now. I trimmed off a little bit too much off the feet. So we have to do a special bit of green stuffing work for them, but I need to go order some more green stuff. So now I'm going to set the off to the side until I can get those guys' feet fixed. So this is the first block of 30 ready to rock and roll. I probably won't paint these for a long while, purely because this will be a lot of effort to paint, and I'll do a lot of different types of painting, a lot of different colors. I want to do some simple stuff and work my way up to something that's going to be a little bit more, in my mind, more complicated. So let's put these back on the table, sort them out, and then get started on probably the Spearman. So next up is going to be the Spearman. I have about 30 here, though I'm missing a lot of shields. I have a couple extra shields there. And I have probably another 30 or 40 guys. Some are going to go into the pile to get washed. The ones on circles, I'll pop off of circles and put on squares. And then I'll sort through and see what's usable and what's damaged. Okay, so before we get started with these guys, I wanted to open up the packages I got. So I got 2 packages off of eBay. I've spent about $500 on eBay in the last 2 weeks. So I don't know what's what. I didn't look. I just took the label off and opening it up. So first things first. Okay. And we'll get a closer look on these in a second. But as you can see, these are some Empire Command, flag guy, and a musician. I'm gonna need a lot more of those. I'm somehow good on troops, but I've been really, really low on a lot of the other stuff. Heroes, commanders, captains, musicians. I only have like 3 musicians. So I've been on the hunt on eBay for those. Ooh, is this a package within a package? Or just a double-walled package? Okie dokie, nothing left. And 10 heavy rifle. Oh man. These were an accidental eBay purchase. These are the new rifle kit, or newer, I say quote. I really hate the look of these. These were an accidental buy. I did not mean to buy these, but I could not return them because it's too late. So I'll have to put these either back on eBay or just give them away. That is a darn shame, but it's okay. Let's go debase some stuff now. To clarify for the FBI who's listening, I'm debasing miniatures from 20s and circle bases to square bases at 25mm. We're not debasing any publicly owned property. Just want to make that clear. This was honestly really easy. Like, this was not as hard as I thought it would be. I was super terrified doing this, and the more I did it, the easier it got and the faster I did it. And, I mean, hopefully the other 200 I have to do are going to be just as easy. So we have 4 piles here. The bottom left pile is a fully completed company with 27 troopers, 1 captain, 1 musician, 1 bannerman. The right is 24 guys. I'm missing some shields, and I need the command staff. The back left is about 15 models I need stripped, and the back right are some damaged ones. So we'll see how salvage those are on a later date. So pile A is about a dozen minis. These just need stripped. There's nothing physically wrong with them. They just have an old paint job. I collect them off eBay. And the ones on the right are damaged or missing equipment. Most of these, say about 5 of them are because I ended up cutting the ankles off or filing off too much of the foot. And the rest are just because I bought them off eBay like that. And they will be, at a later date, resalvaged and made usable. Right now I just want to get the 2 blocks of 30 rocking and rolling, and then I'll circle back to those as I collect more things off eBay and incorporate those into a later point once I find the needed pieces, and I as we go along build the skill set up to maybe either make the spears or remake the whole leg. So those will be set aside for later projects. But once we strip those on the left, we should have enough for the second spear company. And on that note, everybody, thank you for watching episode 1. what I hope to be a very long and very great series of me building what I hope to be the world's biggest empire army. And I hope that you all stick around, you watch me grow, increase my painting skills, maybe I can do some collaborations with some people in the community I know, and just build myself and a better hobbyist, better person, and build one hell of an empire army. So till then, thank you, dear viewer, for slugging it through till the end. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.